Hello, Lino from LilithGuild here. So I want to do the recap of the goals of 2025 and say the goals for 2026 for my indie game dev studio. So if you remember well, I have my goals here in a presentation that I'm going to put like somewhere there so you can see. And for 2025, I have a lot of goals. I wanted to be enthusiastic and try to high the bar, but sadly I didn't manage to complete any of them except one. But we're going to go everyone by goal and see. We're going to go see the goals and the objectives and see what I accomplished. So my first objective was going to have like $1,000 in revenue in Steam or ads. Sadly, I didn't manage to make that. This year, I only managed to release one game on Steam that was a free game because this year was really busy for me. So with that, I didn't manage to release the four games that I wanted on Steam and the three other games. I'm going to say I throw the bar really high with this goal. So this year I'm going to be like more conservative in what I want to do. But I learned a lot this year. I keep like pushing myself. But okay, let's continue. So the second goal was going to be make the logo for my indie game studio. I managed to do that with artificial intelligence. It's an anime girl with red hair, short red hair. I really like the logo. I'm really happy with that. So I'm happy I managed to do that. Finally, I wanted to publish every 2 weeks one video on TikTok or YouTube. I'm going to say in YouTube I only have 4 videos this year, so I also going to recap and try to lower the bar with this, but I really want to continue pushing my brand and trying to push my development in game dev. So I'm going to continue with this for 2026. Then I wanted to participate in 3 game jams, but these 3 game jams have to be in a team. So this year I managed to participate in some ones, but only solo. I didn't have the time and the energy to try to get a partner on Discord or something like that, because it was like I was publishing, but I didn't get an answer. So I managed to do them solo. And finally, I wanted to do a 2D game and a synchronous game like backpack battles. I didn't manage to do anything of this. I focused only on 3D in my prototypes. And finally, I didn't use like a synchronous game with a server, but I managed to use Azure as an ecosystem, so I have like a backend with an API with Godot. But yeah, so moving on, as you can tell from the objectives, I only managed to complete one of them. So for 2026, I'm going to continue pushing myself and try to modify them so I can complete them this year. So this year it started really heavy for me, but at the end of the year, I decided to enter a indie game dev program that lasted 7 weeks. I learned a lot there, and I want to apply this to 2026. It recently ended on December. I managed to do some prototypes and learn. I wanted to learn a lot about the methodology and the pipes to do games in a better way. So I'm going to apply those principles in 2026. And for 2026, I have a lot of goals. First, I'm going to focus only on Godot. If you remember well, in 2025, I was deciding between Unreal and Godot. Right now, I'm staying with Godot because it's easier to use, it's really fast when you open it, and I know it doesn't have the visuals of Unreal, but it's really fast, and I really like that. Because, for example, with prototyping and stuff, and being like a solo dev, I really can't put a lot of time. And I usually work in the morning, so before work, so I don't have the time to wait to the engine to charge. So, for the objectives of 2026 of Lilith Guild, first, I want to maintain the goal of trying to get $1,000 in revenue at the end of the year 2026. This is going to be focused only on Steam, not in Android. I decided to maintain only on Steam because I think it's more profitable as an indie game dev, and also in Android it's harder to compete with a lot of free games. Then uh, for this year, 2026, I want to focus releasing two games. They are going to be like short experiences from 40 minutes to 1 hour. And also, my plan is to try to have the Steam page early for the games so I can get a wish list and try to get like minimum 100 wish lists for each game. And at the end of the year, I'll keep getting wish lists so I can get better release at the end of the year. So it's going to be like work early on the year and release at the end of the year. Finally, you want to have like clear core gameplay loops. Nothing too difficult because well, I am a solo dev. I can't put like and be full time with this. So I have to take that in mind. I think I learned that in 2025. That for example, I have like a work trip and I have to continue dev in the airplane and in the hotel, and it's not sustainable to the long time. So I want to uh, try to be more realistic this year, but try to push myself like releasing a video like this and sharing these thoughts with you. Then I want to continue creating content in TikTok and YouTube. I want to maintain only TikTok and YouTube because it's easier for me to publish in those platforms, and I think are also the platform that I use more. And for this year, I want to put only 12 videos, so it's going to be one video per month, so I can have like a better goal that is going to be achievable. Moving on, I want to build one reusable system in Godot. This can be like a user interface, this can be a character player controller, this can be a mechanic that is going to be shareable between my games. This way I can continue increasing my skills and trying to do code that is reusable and try to develop it faster. Then I still want to participate in a game jam with a team. I think in 2023 I participated in two game jams with a team and I learned a lot. Uh, but for 2026 I'm aiming to participate in one team game jam, and well, if I do solo game jams it's going to be okay, but one team game jam so I can learn working with others will should be really nice. Then I have to be consistent with my brand in the sense of the colors and stuff. This is going to be a little harder, but I want to push it like to be like a better brand so I can be recognized as a solo dev. Finally, I want to have playtests like minimum 2 players playing my game before releasing so I can get feedback and stuff so I can improve it and get better games out there. And finally, as I said at the beginning, I can't be 100% in the game dev like daily. So I don't want to crunch with this in the sense of staying late or like having a lot of pressure to release the games. I want to have like a sustainable game dev journey so I can continue learning like this. And also, I want to finish projects and don't have the pressure to being perfect or like being really simplistic or something like that. Because I think that finishing things are better than perfect. And yeah, so those are my goals for 2026. I really hope I can accomplish this at the end of the 2026. And let's see how my future me will be in 2026. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video about my objectives as a solo indie game dev. Thank you very much.